Welcome to the Gallery Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about celebrating our history. It is so important that we know our history. We know who we are, because we do not want to be erased from history. If you don't know your history and you don't study your history and our history is erased, we are then erased as a people. So it's very, very important worldwide that we're represented in history. And one of the ways that we can be represented in history is through the paintings. And this is why I love that I'm in the art world. And I'm gonna get a little deeper into art and why it's significant and why it's important. Because when you hear someone speak, okay, or you hear a message, that message basically, you only retain 10% of it. But when you see a picture, you retain 80% of that picture. So it's very, very key and important. And it's very key and important that as a people that we feel positive about who we are and whose we are by seeing positive images of ourselves in our home. This is why you want to collect art, because you want to be able to have positive images of yourself in your home. You want your family, your kids, and everyone else coming up feeling positive and strong about who they are and not wanting to be like other individuals or wanting to be like other people. This is why during slavery times, they showed certain pictures that they wanted us to have in our home, because subliminally on the mind, it played games with you and made you want to be like them or look like them or act like them. So from a historical standpoint, it's very, very important that we're seeing images of ourselves. Let me tell you why it's also very important. Because when the historians come back, okay, and they take a look at the archives, they're going to take a look at the pictures that are being produced to see how we live today. And that's very important. If you remember back in time, the first thing they did was they went into the caves and they saw all the different images that were on the walls of the cave to see how people lived during that time period. So that's very important. Now, as we talk about our history, it's also important your background. It's also important where you're from. Now, I was born in Jamaica. And you see this picture right here of Bob Marley. And this is the reason why I have Bob Marley here also. Because, you know, Bob Marley is Jamaican. And Bob Marley helped to change the world through his reggae music, with the One Love music. This painting right here is Marley's Contemplation by Rosemary Summers, our figurative surrealist artist here at Emoja Fine Arts. And she produced this original and a few other originals of Bob Marley.
Hello and welcome to the beautiful Emoja Fine Arts Gallery here in Southfield, Michigan. I am Rosemary Summers, figurative surrealist artist and a resident artist here at the beautiful Emoja Fine Arts Gallery. And I'm talking to you today because I want you to experience this beautiful painting that I call Marley's Contemplation. It's all about Bob Marley, the legendary Bob Marley. This man rocked the nation, rocked the world really, with his wonderful way of singing and sound, because he was a guitarist. He played many different instruments, and then he brought this sound that no one has ever heard of before, that reggae sound. In fact, I was inspired to create this beautiful painting because I went to Jamaica, and while in Jamaica, the essence of Bob, I was surrounded by people who loved this man, who loved Bob Marley. And it's infectious. You can't help but love Bob Marley because he's the creator of that slogan, One Love. And when you go to Jamaica and you hear the Jamaican rhythms and sounds, you feel like there's one love. So I created this painting because I focused on the three different personalities of Bob: the contemplative Bob, the serious man who talked about world issues. And then I created this Bob that's kind of fun-loving and creative. And then there's the Bob, the family Bob, whom he loved his family. And so I created these three different personalities of Bob Marley in this painting. And then I wanted to add a three-dimensional aspect to the painting. So in doing so, I created many lines that flow in different directions. And as you sit and look, as you contemplate the painting yourself, you're pulled into it. It's a wonderful experience.
For the whole month of February, for celebrating our history, we have created archival pigment prints that will be 100% cotton that you can collect right here at Umoja Fine Arts. You can either get an artist proof, or you can get a limited edition print, or you can also purchase this and other originals that was created by Rosemary Summer. So that's so key and so important. So for me, I always wondered how I was going to preach the gospel, how I was going to give back to our people and our community. So just call me the art preacher or the art teacher. And I'm going to do that pretty much through art by telling our stories and what was important. You know, Bob Marley right now, they have a movie coming out called One Love. That movie will be released on Valentine's Day. And it's going to talk about his life and how he loved people and how he moved people through his music. Every type of people around the world love Bob Marley and the music and what he represented, because reggae music pretty much told a story. It told a story of our time. It told the story of what was going on right now. And this is what art does for you. It captures your history and it tells your story of what's going on right now during these times. So it's very, very important that you collect art, you have art in your home. It also helps to build generational wealth as it appreciates in value and goes up in value. It's also important that you get to know who the local artists are and who the internationally acclaimed artists are. That is very, very key, that we make investments in our community, that we know who we are, and that we see positive images of ourselves as we celebrate our history. We have to make sure that we're not erased from history. You know, right now in the classrooms, they want to take certain books out. They don't want to talk about certain subjects anymore. We have to fight for these things. It's very, very important. And it's very important that you have images of yourself so that you can feel proud of who you are, that you could want to be who you are. Let me tell you a little story of being Jamaican, and one thing I noticed from being in Jamaica. When I go to Jamaica, I see people from all over the world, okay? And they come to Jamaica, and because Jamaicans are so proud of who they are as a people, that now other people want to emulate them, or they want to braid their hair, or they want to start wearing dreadlocks during that time period. I'm talking about Caucasians, and I'm talking about other people from around the world, because Jamaicans are so proud of who they are. It's not about the financials. It's about you being positive and feeling strongly about who you are. Then other people want to emulate you and want to be like you. But if you are looking at other people and you want to be like them, and you want to model yourself in all the ways and the things that they're doing, then no one wants to be like you or are very proud of you or have that total respect for you. And that's one thing that I really love about Jamaica. You know, with it not being one of the richest countries in the world, it's rich, it's full of history, it's very, very rich as a people. The people are very, very proud. So I'm so honored that Rosemary Summers chose to feature Bob Marley's Contemplation, as his movie get ready to come out, One Love. And that's so key and important that we talk about one love today in this world, because especially after COVID, it just seems like we don't have a lot of love out here. It's just totally changed. People have changed totally. And we need to get back to the aspect of love, appreciation for each other. And I'm going to tell you something else that's really important. This is Umoja Fine Arts. You're in Umoja Fine Arts Gallery. Umoja is Swahili. Umoja means unity, and it means we must unify amongst each other and learn how to work together. We don't want a crab in a barrel effect where one person is moving ahead and you feel that you need to pull that other person down because they're moving further than you. You want to look at them. You want to go talk to them. You want to go learn from them. So that's a historical lesson that's important, because historically, what I have seen is as different individuals get stronger and position themselves, I see other individuals trying to tear them down. And we don't want to do that. We want umoja. We want to be able to unify. And we want to be able to work together to strengthen our community. Not only that, historically, we want to spend the dollars from our community in our community, because that's very important. I could tell you today, in our community, the dollar, $1, okay, does not last or even go around more than one time. But in other communities, they turn that dollar in their community 20 times. Can you believe that? 20 times before that dollar is left outside of their community. Historically, that's significant, because that makes them stronger, that makes them financially stronger. And this is America, ladies and gentlemen. This is America. And the bottom line, this is a capitalistic country. This is a capitalistic society. So some of the pictures that you'll see also is about voting and about your voting right. It's so important that you get out and vote for the people that represents you, because when things aren't going your way or certain people are put in the Supreme Court, you have nothing to say about it because you didn't vote. If you voted, you can help to get the people in place that's important, like the judges, the Supreme Court judges that are making the worldwide decisions that will affect you as a people. Historically, that's important. Voting is important. It's important that we work together as a people, that we vote, that we love each other, that we love on each other, that we have one love, that we unify, that we spend the income in our community. And historically, this is so important and very, very important. As I indicated, I can't say that more than one time. So again, we just want to say thank you for all your support here at Umoja Fine Arts. We offer custom framing also for your images. And it's important that we send the message to each other that we collect art, that we have positive images of ourselves in our home, so that we feel positive about who we are as a people, and that we don't want to emulate other individuals. We want to emulate ourselves, and that we uplift our heroes. America is known for building someone up just to tear them down. And we don't want to do that. We have to stop doing that. So it's very, very key and important that we love on each other. So from Bob Marley, from Rosemary Summers, with Marley's Contemplation, one love. Love you.